Are you ready to find a new home? Stay tuned and learn how to find and make an offer on a house.
It's Melodie Watts
and Dona James
with
EXP Realty
here in beautiful Rockwall, Texas. It's Make a Move Monday, and every Monday we get you one step closer to your next move by giving you the best tips and tricks to buying or selling your home.
So what's your next move in finding the right home and getting it under contract? Last week we introduced you to the 4 B's. Number 1 is Brainstorm. Go over your needs with your family and find out what you're looking for in a home. Number 2 was Bankroll. How much money do you have in the bank? Borrow. Talk to a lender to get pre-qualified for a loan. And number 4 is buy. That's what we're going to be drilling into today.
First, you're going to want to find an experienced realtor that's familiar with the area that you're looking. He or she will be knowledgeable about the market and will be able to guide you through the entire process as well as negotiate on your behalf. And if you happen to be looking in the Rowlett Rockwall area, look no further. Here we are. Now, did you know that the seller normally pays your realtor's commission?
That's right. There's no cost to you for representation. When a home is listed with the selling agent splits the commission with the buyer's agent. Mm-hmm. And if the buyer does not have representation, the selling agent keeps all the commission.
Wow.
And then you have no one representing you as a buyer. Don't you feel like you deserve representation?
Absolutely. Buyers need their own representation. And even if you're thinking about maybe buying new construction and you walk into the model, the sales agent there will be very friendly and helpful. But just keep in mind that they do work for the builder. So if you don't have your own agent, you won't have any representation.
That's right. And plenty can go wrong in the new construction.
So you'll want to make sure you have your own realtor, and builders love working with agents. They depend on us to help them sell their home, so they're happy to pay our commission.
That's right.
And now that you've found your realtor, you're ready to start touring homes. First, you'll want to share your Brainstorm list with your realtor so she'll know exactly what you're looking for. And the more information you can share, the better she'll be able to help you find that perfect home.
Let me just give you a quick example of a Brainstorm list. I was working with a family and they told me what was important to them. And we went and found a home they fell in love with. I fell in love with it too. It was absolutely beautiful. Had a nice pool in the backyard, beautifully landscaped, but there was hardly any lawn. So when they were discussing, should they make an offer or not, because we had brainstormed about what the most important things to them were, I was able to ask them, okay, let's look at this yard and talk about how you live your life. You told me how important it was to entertain family and your children's sports teams. How do you see this backyard working for a large family gathering or sports teams? Well, it wouldn't because there was no lawn.
Yeah.
So at that point, because of the brainstorming we'd done before, we knew that that would not be a workable house for them. And we moved on and found them the perfect property.
Oh, great.
So,
because it is easy to get carried away sometimes when that house is just decorated so cute or there's something really appealing about it. Sometimes you can get off track and get distracted from your main goals. Your agent is going to schedule all of your showings with the sellers, and you can expect to see 5 to 7 a day. If you start trying to do more than that, they all start blurring together and it just gets overwhelming and discouraging. So I'd limit it to about 5 to 7.
It's helpful to take notes as you get back in the car after viewing a house. Take your flyer on the house and write little notes on the top to remind you what house had that you liked or did not like. With so much information online today, buyers are frequently able to narrow down their search area and pinpoint their favorites before even touring homes. And that helps them to only need to look at possibly 10 homes before they make a choice.
Yeah, I find that usually around 10 homes, they're ready to make an offer.
Right.
Since you're working with an experienced local realtor, she will be able to advise you of the best offering price given the market conditions.
It's important to have your agent do the homework to compare prices and know what the market is bearing in that area.
Your realtor will discuss all the terms of the contract with you and then prepare the offer. Now, if you need to sell your current home before buying a new one, you might need to write a contingency into the contract that gives you a way out in the event that your home doesn't sell in the time frame needed. In this case, you would have what we call a kick-out contract. Well, what that means is the seller can actually accept another offer, and if they do, they'll let you know, and you'll have to make a decision whether you want to terminate your offer or move forward and drop your contingency.
Feeling a bit nervous?
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Buying a home is probably the biggest transaction you're going to make in your life, and most people are feeling a little bit nervous at this point when they're getting their offer submitted.
Everyone does. So in the contract, we have what is called an option period. So it's about a week that you have in order to do your inspections on the property. But during that option period time, you can cancel the contract for any reason. And that way you can get out of the contract and receive your earnest money back. That helps alleviate a little bit of the nervousness about purchasing.
Definitely.
Now that we're looking, there are 3 things that you want to have prepared and on hand before we write a contract. The first thing is cash. You need to have about 1% of the purchase price cash for the earnest money, and about $1,000 more for inspections and option fees and those type of things. So the second thing would be a pre-qualification letter. Now, we talked about that last week, but that's so important at this point when you're making an offer. Most sellers won't even entertain an offer to purchase their house without a pre-qualification letter. So make sure you have that at a hand when you start looking.
Yeah, because sometimes there's not time to go stop the process while you go get your pre-qualification letter.
Right.
Once you find that right house, there may be other offers coming in. You'll want to get that offer submitted as soon as possible. So having that up front is really smart.
Right. Another thing that's good to have, it's optional, but I found it really helps, is a love letter to the seller. So you want to write the seller explaining who you are. They're very emotionally attached to their house, and they want the buyers to love their house as much as they do. So you might write a letter saying the things that attracted you to this house the most and how you can picture your family living in this home.
Yeah.
So I've had that work several times. In fact, I've even had a seller accept the lower offer because of the love letter the buyers wrote, that they could picture themselves living in the home and raising their kids there. And usually if you have a family and kids, include a picture with that, and that works really well.
Yeah, so other than your name on a piece of paper, they don't know anything about you. So sometimes a little bit more information about yourselves can be what really helps you get that contract. Okay, so now that you're feeling really good about your offer, your realtor will go ahead and submit it to the seller's agent. You know, sometimes we hear back in a couple of hours, but sometimes we have to be real patient and it takes a few days. And it's not unlikely for the seller to counter back with some new terms on the contract, probably a little bit higher sales price. Maybe they need to change the closing deadline. Really anything they could counter back on. And you're free to counter back to their counter. And we can just keep going back and forth until everybody is in agreement. And once that happens, everybody's going to sign that last contract. We're going to put the date on it, and we'll have an executed contract. Woo! And then at that point, your timeline is going to start ticking on all the deadlines in your contract.
Yeah, that's when it becomes real. You can start planning your move and getting excited.
Yep.
Sharing with your family, your friends, let them know what you're doing, the excitement in your life. Okay.
That's it for now. What's your next move? Find out next week. Until then, bye y'all. So, dear seller, I love you so much.
You don't like me winging it. Hi, y'all.
Bye, all. Okay, let's redo that. I know
You took all mine, but that's okay.
I did, didn't I? You'll also, your roles.
Like the Sunday.
Woo!